we've returned home from picking up the RV where it was getting worked on for a little more than 2 months. We are going to clean everything inside. It's pretty dusty from sitting in the shop, and we're gonna make some minor adjustments that we wanted to do. For example, Chris here is taking the TV off back here because part of it hangs out about here when it's flush against the wall, and both of us keep hitting our hips on it, our shoulders on it. During the night, we're smacking it with our feet when we're sleeping, so it's really, we see it as being a pointless TV. There is one up here, and this is our main TV we use because we turn the chairs around and sit here and use this, and we hook up our laptops and use it as a monitor when working. Versus in the back, if we were sleeping or laying in the bed and wanted to watch TV, we figured we stream everything anyways, that we would just have our laptop or iPad on, that we don't need a TV back there.
For our next trip, we decided to see Joshua Tree National Park. The day we left had a minor sprinkle that produced a large rainbow. We are heading to Palm Springs, California, and have reservations at Thousand Trails Palm Springs RV Resort. It is about a 4-hour drive from Phoenix and about 40 minutes to Joshua Tree National Park.
Alright, so at the campground here, we are at Site 17, and I'm going to show you around the campground. They have a nice pool here. It's pretty big with a whirlpool. But first we'll just take a walk down the main street on our side. If you can see behind me, we're in the last row. Over there behind those trees is just the sand dunes. And then you have the I-10 way up there. And then you have the rest of the park right behind us. And then we have a site next to us, or 2 sites next to us actually. And then behind the campground is the industrial park. And then we're just gonna walk straight up to the I-10 and then turn left, and we'll go to, there's a family lounge and then a billiards room. There's plenty of trash bins and recycle containers, so that's nice. A lot of campgrounds we go to, I haven't really noticed any place for recycling. But I like all the palm trees everywhere. Oh, the moon looks pretty cool. Try to zoom in on that. This is the main area, the check-in area. And we're crossing the main street. So then this side is all 50 amp, but if we come up here on the sidewalk, it leads us to the administrative office and the family lounge. So this is the family lounge area. But back there is the mountain range. Over in that side is 29 Palms. So it's morning time. Piper's already eaten. We're gonna get ready to go for a walk. Inside, Chris is already started doing work.
As Chris is still working, I do a workout using the picnic table and exercise resistance tubing. No excuse not to work out, even when traveling.
I am walking to the grocery store. We ran out of drinkable water. We don't want to disconnect everything from the van, plus Chris is working. And we have chairs, hose, electric wire outside, so I'm walking to the store. That's I-10. It's about a mile. It's doable. Got a backpack. I'm gonna get 2 gallons of water, and then Chris is a fiend for Starbucks, so that's a Starbucks right across the street from the grocery store. I'll pick him up something too. Hey, so it's 0.9 miles later. There's the grocery store, Slater Bros Market. I'm gonna check that place out first. And then there's a Walgreens over there. They don't have what I'm looking for. And then across the street, way over there, is the Starbucks. Okay, that was a pretty busy Starbucks, but I got myself a hot coffee there. And then I have Chris's 2 drinks in here, 1 gallon of water, and then the second gallon of water is laying on its side down there. So hopefully all the tops stay closed and we can get ourselves back to the van. I made it. We're back to the entrance of the campground. It's about 2.5 miles I've gone so far. I'm hot and sweaty. It is 68 degrees outside, but I'm hot and sweaty. I just didn't know how sore it'd be on my shoulders carrying all that back there. So 2 gallons of water, 1 gallon's 8 pounds, so that's 16 pounds just in the water, plus 3 Starbucks drinks. We'll add 2 pounds for that. And walking all that distance. I'll tell you exactly how far I went when I get back to the RV, because there's the park. We are all the way in the back corner there. This is all the items I carried on my back. 2 gallons of water, Chris drink number 1, Chris drink number 2, and my coffee. I'm too hot now to drink coffee, so I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow and drink it.
I am heading to the showers, so this would be a good time to see what the facilities look like.
So there's 2 toilets and then 2 showers. 1 back here. Not too bad. So our microwave is located underneath the stove. We're getting ready to cook breakfast right now. But one of our goals this week was to try to figure out how to use our microwave, because it is a 3-in-1. Are you gonna read what it says, Piper? It's a convection oven, a microwave, and a grill. So we are going to try to figure this out, and we're going to heat up our English muffins using the convection oven of the microwave. To hit convection, hit your temperature, which is 400. It automatically moves us to 425, so this is the lowest. And you hit start. And then it says to add. I think Piper likes that the microwave's within snoot range. Alright, we'll just put them in there for 5 minutes. We are stopping to fill up on gas, well, diesel. And then we're gonna head over to Joshua Tree.
$5.80 a gallon for diesel. $3.40 more than we normally pay. Good God, love California.
The visitor center was incredibly crowded. It was hard to find parking, but we were able to squeeze in front of a small RV. We were also able to have our picture taken at the sign, then go inside and have our National Parks passport book stamped.
Alright, so we just left the visitor center. If you can see behind us, it's freaking packed here. I didn't think a lot of people would be doing this because it's a little colder and it's Friday, so I guess a lot of people are doing their weekend thing. So the visitor center is located outside the park in the little town beforehand. We're on the northern side of Joshua Tree. Usually when we go to a national park, we're there super early in the morning. It is 12 o'clock, so this is the first time we're actually entering a park where there's traffic we have to sit through. Usually there's no one.
The surrounding landscape of the park and all the Joshua trees were so neat looking, video just didn't capture it correctly, so we started taking photos and want to share them with you. Joshua Tree National Park reminded us of a Dr. Seuss book. The area is a merging of 2 desert ecosystems, the Mojave Desert and the Colorado Desert. Strong winds and rains came through this area, which add to the unique landscape. It is also surrounded by mountain ranges, adding scattered boulders among the desert vegetation. The Joshua tree is a specific yucca plant. These plants grow over 40 feet tall and are found in the northern area of the park, between 3,000 and 5,000 feet in elevation. Other plants that inhabit the lower elevation areas are creosote bushes, Mojave yuccas, smoke trees, palo verde, cholla cacti, octilio cacti, pinyon pines, junipers, and prickly pear cactus. The scattered piles of rocks and boulders began underground with volcanic activity. The melted rock cooled as granite and crystallized, forming cracks. Over time, the granite uplifted and contacted groundwater, which widened the cracks. After the surface soil eroded, the piles of boulders were left behind.
Piper's hungry.
As we drove through the park, traffic became more and more congested, and people were everywhere.
We're leaving Joshua Tree National Forest, or Park, National Park now. It's just after 3:30, so we explored for 3.5 hours.
This is the southern area just outside the park. There are a lot of BLM spots here.
So I want to show you the area that we did. We were in there for about 3.5 hours. It was on a Friday, and it was very, very crowded today. So there's limited parking at the sites to pull over. There were cars parked everywhere, lots of families. There's boulders that you can climb around. There's some side trails. There's some dirt roads. The majority of the park is a paved road. You just start at the top and you come down and you come exit on the side. There's a couple loops that you can do back into there too. So I'm going to show you this way from the camera and point out what we did. This is the visitor center that we stopped at. It's in the little town of Joshua Tree, hence the name Joshua Tree Visitor Center. This is outside the park. That's where we took our picture at the park entrance sign, even though it's not the entrance. Then we came here on Park Boulevard and drove in, and here is the actual entrance to this side of the park. Now along here is not a lot of parking. There's pull-out spots. We came down here to Cap Rock. There are a lot of people here. This is a nice picnic area. There's a bunch of boulders where a lot of children were climbing on. We were gonna walk around there, but it was just too crowded. So then we came back on and continued up here. In a lot of the scenic view, and we came down here and then we parked here. This is Skull Rock. I think that's what Joshua Tree is most famous for in terms of its rock formations. We parked alongside the road over here and we hiked this little trail here and over to Skull Rock. It was 1.7 out and then we turned around 1.7 back. Then we continued driving along here and then we turned on this road. This is Pinto Basin Road. And we came all the way down, came through the Cholla Cactus Garden, Octilio Patch, all the way down. And then there is a turn here. Now these are some dirt roads. You can go off-roading. But we came this way down to Cottonwood. And then there is a Cottonwood Visitor Center. And then that is the south entrance. Outside here is a whole bunch of BLM parking. Making dinner in the van can be a little tricky because you don't have a lot of space and we only have one induction top. So tonight we're making ground beef and vegetables. So in here, I'm cooking up the vegetables. We have a window back here with the top, or the cover, which I always get afraid that I'm going to splash stuff on there. So because of that, and because there's only one top, Chris is outside on the grill making the ground beef, so if there is any splatters of grease and oils, it doesn't go all over the van. And then we mix the meat in with the pan after vegetables after the meat's done cooking, and voila, dinner is done. Throughout our travels, when we see funny patches, we grab them and stick them up here in the front. Also where we've been, so we were at the Hoover Dam, so we grabbed a patch there. But now that we just did all of those national parks, we're not sure where to put them. This is felt, since we put this shelf here, we were thinking about putting them all across here, all the patches, but you can't really see them. So I'm not sure where we want to put them yet. Back here, this is also all felt. So I think we're gonna do is maybe start here or maybe start on the door there.
So far this year, we went to 7 national parks. Let's see how many we can do before the end of the year. But for now, it's time to head out and go back to Phoenix.
We arrived home last night around 8:30 p.m. We are now cleaning everything out and we are leaving for our next excursion in about 2 or 3 weeks. We're heading across country from Arizona all the way to Miami, Florida. Where Chris has already started unpacking the back. He's just laid everything all out onto our garage so that we can put them away in the correct places. Piper's holding down the fort. She has to be everywhere Chris is. And leaving her inside the house, she was not happy camper. Why Chris was back here getting everything out.
So long for now. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, select the thumbs up button, and leave comments. Take care.